Hello, welcome to BrainDrive ModelMatch. This is Navneet, and today we are going to talk about some of the best open source healthcare models available on Hugging Face. And in this video, I am not only going to give our recommendations for health models, but also we are going to give our evaluation framework completely for free. So you could find everything related to, the top scorers, documentation, our research findings in the description section. So check it out once the video ends. And until then, we should be proceeding. So, before I start with the results, it is really important for you guys to understand how this evaluation framework works. Okay. So, it works on the basis of 6 key metrics. The first one is evidence and transparency. Second is clinical safety and escalation. Third is empathy and relationship. Fourth is clarity and comprehension. Fifth is plan quality and behavior. And sixth is trust and explainability. So using these 6 key metrics, we score each and every model, and that is how the entire evaluation works on a nutshell. Okay. Now let us proceed with the main part, that is results. Okay. So the first rank goes to Quen UMLS 7B Instruct. Second goes to Phi 3 Mini 4K Instruct, and third goes to Llama 3 Met 42 8B. Okay. So this belongs to the Quen family. This belongs to Microsoft. This belongs to the Llama family. And again, all these models links have been mentioned in the description section. So if you want to read more about these, go for it. But yeah, the main part, when to use it, what are the differences between each and every model. So we will be discussing that in detail, okay, individually. So the first model, that is Quen UMLS 7B Instructor, is a 7 billion parameter model. It has scored a total of 7.44 out of 10. So just for your context, in our evaluation test case, we have only selected models which are 13 billion or less in size. So if you are considering to use our evaluation framework, which you will use, I believe, with a 50 billion parameter model or maybe 100 billion parameter model, you could far exceed these scores, maybe 8.5 or 9 out of 10, easy. So this is a 7 billion parameter model, and this is where you could find the official Hugging Face page. It doesn't have an inference provider, but you could use it via code. It is really easy. Now, this is a fine-tuned version of Quen 2.57b Instruct. It is a really good model. And now, when to use it? Okay. So this model does an excellent job when it comes to planning and quality. For example, if you are a nutritional coach or maybe a person who wants to get nutritional advices, let's say that develop a 7-day plan, step by step plan, which focuses on my daily intake, macros, calories, and etc. So it will devise an exact plan structurally so that it's easy for you to read and consume it. And it does a lot good when it comes to planning. So use this model if you want to uh, you know, prefer planning aspect. If you want to emphasize more on the planning aspect of the model, this is the best model. Go for it. Now, the second model, that is 534K Instruct. So the total score is 7.43 out of 10, slightly closer to our first model. But the only cons related to this model is that it does, slightly poor when it comes to planning and planning and quality compared to our first model. But still, it is a really good model. Now, when to use this model? So if you prefer transparency in a model, if you want transparent conversations, like I don't know about this, you should be consulting XYZ or something like that. So this is the best model. Go for it. It doesn't have an inference provider, and again, it is a easy to use model, and it is by Microsoft. So yeah, it is really good model when it comes to journal purpose and healthcare domain as well. So use it if you are preferring transparency. Okay. Now the third model, that is Llama 3 Met 42. It is an 8 billion parameter model, and it has scored 7.18 out of 10. And again, you should be using this model if you want to emphasize more on explainability aspect of a model. For example, if you are a student in the healthcare domain, or if you are a practitioner as well, doesn't matter, and if you want to get complex stuff explained in a very simple manner, this is the best model. So treat this model more like a teacher, I would say. And this also has an inference provider. And again the code as well, so it is really easy for you to use. And one thing about the models is that as you go down the chart, you would also notice that the score, that is the planning quality score, decreases, whereas all the other scores is almost stagnant or consistent, I would say that. So again, use this results and plan what you want to use. And also we will discuss the last part, that is our robust evaluation and test case. So it was divided into 4 phases, okay, 5 phases exactly, I would say. The first is model selection. Okay, so we select top general purpose models and health fine-tuned models, top 20 to 25, I would say. Then we have model handling, conversation generation, where we create the model in such a way that it is able to communicate with a human, and we record these transcripts and later we feed it to the conversation evaluator, that is our health evaluator, and using that we score individually. Okay, and using those scores we determine what are the top 3 models or top 5 models. And this was entire thing about our evaluation test case. And if you want to know more about it, again, visit our official GitHub page, Hugging Face pages, etc. And everything has been linked in our description section. So check it out. Check our evaluator framework, test your own models, and let us know your results. And join our official community page at braindrive.ai. And until then, take care. Bye bye.